on this Monday night, June 25th. This month has really been flying by, and hopefully it's been a great one. A little bit sore from yesterday's Chattanooga Waterfront Triathlon, and I'll talk about that a little bit more in detail later on in the next segment and everything. But want to introduce some guests that we have here in studio. We've got Dustin Golden from Wrestling for God, who is there in the black shirt if you're looking on Facebook or YouTube, and Scott Hensley, who's a deacon at White Oak Baptist Church. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Hey. All right. Wrestling for God. Now, that's an interesting concept. You don't normally see wrestling mixed in with religion, but you've got a big event coming up this Saturday, June 30th, and talking with you off air and everything. It's like, it's a unique twist on, trying to win souls for Jesus or, winning them to God. And you've got the Monsters are coming, according to your bold title that you have here that I'm showing up. But it's going to be going on at White Oak Baptist Church here in Chattanooga, right off Amnicola Highway, there on South Access Road. We'll start first with Dustin. Tell us about how Wrestling for God came about and what its mission is.
Okay. Thank you, Sam. I used to be a professional wrestler in the Middle Tennessee area. I went by the name Dustin Masters for about 5 years. I had a family, was going to school, kind of got too much for me doing the wrestling and everything else together. And then about 3 years ago, I had kind of a vision sitting in church, and pastor was talking about how we can use our talents for God. And I just started thinking about my wrestling background and everything I've done in the past, and I thought maybe I can turn that into something where I can save souls and bring people to Christ and share the message. And moved here to Chattanooga about a year ago, sold my house, and put some of that money from that house into a ministry called Wrestling for God. It's a nonprofit ministry that I started. And basically my goal with Wrestling for God is to go around to churches, youth groups, charities, anybody that needs a fundraiser, and just help them out with a pro wrestling event for those charities and youth groups. I've had 2 events so far, March 1st and April 28th, for 2 different churches, and raised over $2,000 total for those 2 different youth groups. So been an amazing journey already. I'm excited about Saturday, June 30th. I partnered with Scott Hensley. He runs a church show every year that he does out of his church. And it's usually a fundraiser I'll let him talk about it a little bit.
Sure, yeah. I usually run a fundraiser for, it's a Jamaican mission that my wife and I are involved with, where we go and teach baseball camps in Jamaica. It's really interesting. We take gloves down there. We do baseball camps during a week. And in the years past, we've used the event to raise money for that. But this year we had the opportunity to already have that paid for. So I saw the need with Dustin with helping him get his ministry mobile. He actually has to rent a U-Haul at this time to move the ring. And moving the ring is probably the hardest part of doing a wrestling event, or the physical part of it anyway. And so sort of one of those all hands on deck kind of things. And
that's when you find out when you have true friends.
Right, absolutely. Yes. So in seeing that need, so many times you see people that help other people and they actually need help themselves. Maybe they're too stubborn to admit that, but in seeing this need, this event this year, I really wanted to raise money for Dustin's organization. He is actually a nonprofit organization. He's gone through the formal steps to do that. In years past, I've run informally just to raise money for our event. I'm also a part of a big event here in Chattanooga called the Scenic City Invitational, where we raise money for local schools and sports programs. But with this opportunity, we have some just amazing wrestlers coming in Saturday night. We're looking to pack it out. We've got 6 matches scheduled, and we're going to have one of the pastors from White Oak Baptist Church, Reverend David Beckner. He's going to bring a message right there in the wrestling ring.
And that's got to be cool in order to do that. I mean, like I said, off air, I've been a minister since 1985, and I've worked a lot with youth and stuff. Never really thought about putting wrestling together with talking about, winning souls and stuff. And I know you said a little bit, but were you a little apprehensive of how to try to execute this?
Yeah, and I haven't really showed this, but one of the things that I do with my shows is they all have themes, but I try to teach a Bible theme through every show. So the first one was about Genesis. Second one was about Cain and Abel. This one's kind of just, Scott kind of put this show together, so it's just an overarching theme of the monsters are coming, kind of talking about the monsters in your life and just, what you have to face as a Christian and things like that. But we're bringing a Bible or Christian message in every single show. It's hard to do. It's hard to put into wrestling and put into matches to do that. Overall, I feel like it's been successful. It's definitely different. If you go to a local wrestling show, you're not going to see what you see at Wrestling for God shows, just because it's truly family friendly, oriented, and just the Bible message along with the great wrestling that we provide at every show. It's just a different feel for sure.
Let me ask you this. Is it hard for the wrestlers to buy into something like this? Or do you have like-minded Christian athletes that love to wrestle that jumped in on this?
Unfortunately, I couldn't. If I tried to, me and Scott were talking about this the other day, if I tried to book just Christian wrestlers on my shows, I'd end up with like 6 wrestlers on my shows. So, there's Christian wrestlers all over the United States, but I'm just saying in this local area. So I've got a lot of wrestlers that just in this local area that I partner with, and they're just great at, they go along with everything, and they're professional, and that's part of being a great wrestler, is being professional with any promotion you're with. But they go along with what I asked them to do. So it's been successful so far.
All right. If you're out there wondering a little bit more about this, you can also call in and talk with Scott or Justin here, or Dustin rather, at 800-8949. That's 423-800-8949. We'll take your calls if you want to post something on Facebook Live. We look at the messages there, and if it is a question, we'll ask it. We encourage you to check them out right here on Facebook Live or on YouTube as well, live here in studios. That's 423-800-8949. And we've also got a pair of tickets. Well, there we go. We got a caller right off the bat, and maybe I hit it too soon. But anyway, call back. That's 423-800-8949. And Wrestling for God's going to be going on this Saturday, June 30th at White Oak Baptist Church. Bell time, 7 o'clock. And if you're wondering where White Oak Baptist Church is, it's located at 4064 South Access Road. Basically, get off the Amnicola Highway exit there. And when you get off, it's going to be on the same side of the highway as where you see the American Red Cross or Indian Motorcycles of Chattanooga, just around the bend there, heading back in toward the inner part of the Hickson, Red Bank area in that direction. So it's not toward Lake Chickamauga or anything like that. 423-800-8949. And guys, we're always looking, not necessarily at an angle or anything, but, when you're trying to put together this ministry of trying to attract, not necessarily just youth, anybody in general, what do you find seems to be the stumbling block that a lot of people, wrestling, religion, sort of thing? But think on that while we take this caller here. Good evening. You're on the Locker Room Show with Sam Jordan and Wrestling for God. What's your question?
Yes, I just wondered if Mr. Goulden, if he reaches out to youth or does any outreach other than just with professional wrestlers. Does he have a vision there?
Definitely have a vision there of expanding my ministry into, I would like to get the youth involved in my ministry since it is a nonprofit. I'd like to start bringing kids in and like teaching them like different things about business and things like that. Getting them involved in the local high schools and colleges as well, and try to get some people involved in that, and just bring some kids in that, you know, may not have the opportunity, and also teach them about God, but teach them, you know, about the business and things like that. And in turn, that would help me. So I would definitely like to, I've envisioned that in the future with the expansion of my ministry.
Well, I think what you're doing is really awesome, and I applaud your creativity.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else, caller?
No, thank you so much.
Thank you for calling in. And you can call in at 423-800-8949. 423-800-8949. You can also pose your question on Facebook Live at Nooga Radio 92.7 FM. So I'm going to switch gears here a little bit and talk to Scott here for a moment, being one of the deacons there at White Oak Baptist Church. So how did this idea come about when the two of you got together and were talking about this and putting this event on? You know, as a minister and everything, you know, you always try to find unique things. I mean, I've done stuff with the reality shows that were on TV, you know, Fear Factor and that sort of thing. And, you know, we'd have a lock-in, you know, on Friday night through Saturday and stuff. You're always trying to find different things to help our youth and everything. But when you got this idea, it's like, I had to think about this one, right?
Yeah, with Dustin and I, we really had this bond over this with our mutual faith and the fact that I had already been running these events for a couple of years, and then he came on the scene and wanted to do this regularly and as a formal ministry and a nonprofit. So it was really a good connection there. Dustin also provides the ring for a lot of the other events that I do. So there is a business partnership there, as well as just a heart to help each other out and to have that connection there. As far as you mentioned some of the hangups or some of the challenges, I do think that those do exist. I think that a lot of people will look at things and say, well, that's not Christian, or there's a fear there. And anytime you're talking about something that people hold so true as religion, you know, it can be a sensitive thing. And so, you know, I do understand that people may have reservations about coming to something and worrying about what kind of message you're going to get. But that's one of the reasons why I don't just have professional wrestling, that I also have an actual pastor with a message that's going to be gospel-centered and Bible-based. And then as Dustin mentioned, with his events, he has a continuing biblical theme throughout his events. With mine, it's a little more loose-based, more of just good versus evil type thing. But it's a very unique opportunity to try to reach people outside of the box.
Well, we want to encourage people. We've got a pair of tickets that we have for this Saturday night. If you are interested in those tickets, I'll take the first person that will text me Wrestling for God at 423-497-2407. Put your name and your phone number or an email address on there so we can get back with you here after the show is over with here later tonight, and we will get you the information where you need to come and get the tickets. So text 423-497-2407 and text Wrestling for God with your information on there, and we'll get back with you. And the first person that does that will win these two tickets here for this Saturday night at White Oak Baptist Church, just off of the Amnicola Highway exit on South Access Road. Doors open at 6:30, bell time sharply at 7 o'clock. Now, we still have a few more minutes here, guys. What are some of the other things that Wrestling for God does? I mean, besides with this upcoming event, I mean, what else do you have on the schedule?
I don't have any future shows planned yet as of right now, but I'm trying to, like I said, I'm trying to expand my ministry, so I'm open to churches. I've had several churches contact me, just trying to nail down dates with those churches, and really I'm trying to expand it not just to churches and youth groups, but to help charities and things like that. Everything I'm passionate about, but definitely those different types of charities that I would love to help out. Anything really, I'm just open to. Just trying to get my foot in the door with this community, really, because I've just moved here about a year ago. So just trying to get used to the community. I've gotten to know Scott. He has a lot of contacts. He helps me out a lot. And I just appreciate him with partner with me with this show. It's an amazing opportunity, and we really just hope to reach people not only in his church but in the community. That's really the goal, is to get people not just within the churches that we have, but within the community to come out and even if they're not Christians, they've never been to a wrestling show, they just want to come out and just check it out, because it's something to do on a Saturday night. Come out, because it's going to be a fun time.
All right. So tickets are based on donation level alone. How can they find out where to get tickets, or can they get them at the door?
They can get them at the door. If you go to www.wrestlingforgod.com, which is the wrestling number 4 god.com, I have information on there. Facebook.com/wrestling the number 4 god.com or wrestling for God. I'm sorry. I have all the information on there as well with the event and everything. Have some links to a site that you can purchase tickets or just donate if you can't make it to the event. Definitely take donations.
The White Oak Baptist Church, where Scott's with, I'm sure that you have a lot of things that go on through the summer. Kids are looking for things to do. And when school gets back, I'm sure that you probably have things going on as well. What can you add on that?
Yeah, we have a lot of very active ministries. We just finished up our Vacation Bible School. Our youth are actually on a trip at the beach, retreat trip right now. So we do have an active youth group. We have an active college and singles group. There's really something for everybody. And we have 2 campuses. We actually have a campus in Red Bank where my wife and I typically attend. And then we have the second campus over at off of Access Road there where this event is held. And it's just, there's a lot of different people that we're able to reach with 2 campuses. And we have just all kinds of stuff going on at all times for just everybody.
All right. So this Saturday night, donation basis suggested of $5 or more, or whatever you can provide, and get to see some real good family-friendly wrestling entertainment. It doesn't have to be like what you see on TV.
Right.
But you'll see close to that, right?
Yeah, I mean, the caliber of wrestlers that we have on the show, I mean, they're on the level where they could break through at any moment to get into one of those larger promotions. So they're local Georgia, Tennessee wrestlers, but there's a lot of great talent just in this area, and we feature them on every show that we have. So I try to feature different people on every show that I have, just to get people's names out there, but and just whoever can make it to the show, try to book them. So.
Now, are some of the wrestlers that are going to be there this Saturday night, you want to mention that may have some local fans out there?
I'll take this one. We have a lot of, like Dustin said, really talented guys, and a lot of guys that basically travel the United States trying to, live out their dream as a professional wrestler, as well as some guys that just stay in this area and just do it really regionally and have a great time doing it. One of the guys that's going to compete is his name is Ike Cross. He was trained by one half of the Rock and Roll Express, Robert Gibson. He trained down in Georgia. He actually works at Diamond Dallas Page's yoga place down there. But he's in phenomenal shape. He is an amazing athlete, and he's going to take on a local guy, Adrian Ackle. Adrian is an up-and-coming guy that works really hard with the Chattanooga Pro and with the TWE over in Red Bank. Part of that with TWE, Jaden Newman. He's been going out to Houston, Texas, to Booker T's Reality of Wrestling and competing out there. He's everywhere. He's been hitting the road almost every weekend. I think he's only 19 or 20, and he already has like 4 or 5 years of wrestling experience. So he's a local guy that's up and coming, and he's got a lot of business experience where he helps run that promotion in Red Bank. He will be taking a Drew Game challenge. Drew Game is a longtime wrestler in this area. He's sort of
Traffic, news, and information. Nuga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4 and 92.7 FM. 3, 2, 1. Chattanooga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4. 92.7 FM's news now.
2 people were shot in 2 separate incidents on Friday night. In the first shooting, a young girl was hit by gunfire on North Willow Street. Police say she was rushed to the hospital suffering from non-life-threatening injuries. In the second incident, 31-year-old Corey Britt was reportedly riding as a passenger in a car when he was hit by a bullet. He is expected to survive. The TWRA says 8 people were rescued from a sinking boat. Reports say they were stuck in storms on the water over the weekend. A nearby towboat was able to assist the TWRA with the rescue. All 8 occupants of the boat were rescued and are unharmed. 2 people were hospitalized after 3 cars crashed on Highway 58 on Sunday. CPD's public info officer tells WRCB that 1 person is in serious condition and another is in critical. The Sean Hannity Show, weekdays from 3 to 6. Val St. John for Nuga Radio, News Talk 92.7, Action News Now.
Chattanooga Morning News with Russ and Val. Weekdays from 6 to 9 a.m. on Nuga Radio, 92.7 FM.
Chattanooga weather. Expect warm and muggy weather out there through your nighttime hours. Becoming fair. Overnight lows only 70 to 72. Now for your Tuesday, a hot, humid day with partly cloudy skies. Only isolated afternoon showers and storms. Highs 90 to 92. Scattered afternoon showers and storms more likely Wednesday. Tired of the pressures of car shopping? Come see what more people are making the short drive to Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Lafayette or online at jacksongm.com. That's Jackson Chevy Buick GMC in Lafayette. And I'm Storm Gene 12, Chief Meteorologist Max Report.
Nuga Radio 92.7. I got my business up and running and it's already expanding. I got lucky. Lucky because I found Signal Voice and Data. Signal Voice and Data can incorporate all of my business information sharing and communications seamlessly, keep my costs down, and let me work more productively with endless connectivity no matter where I might be. That's called working smart, not hard. Go to signalvoicetn.com and bring the future of communication to your business today. signalvoicetn.com.
Hey, dude, check this out. Have you ever seen one so big?
Whoa, look at the size of that.
Look at this little itty-bitty one.
Wow, that's really small.
They have them big, small, and everything in between. You'll always find the biggest variety of knives at the knife shop at Frost Cutlery in Ottawa. We're talking about over 40 brands of knives, including Benchmade, WR Case & Sons, Booker, and all the Frost Cutlery brands. Now, Sam, you've been to the cutlery shop. Is it amazing?
Spectacular. The knife shop at Frost Cutlery in Ottawa. They have knives, swords, kitchen knives, ammo, and reloading supplies, plus survival gear.
It's the knife shop at Frost Cutlery. Open 7 days a week. Hey, girls, you're going to love this. We're going to the knife shop.
Hey, let's not tell them they have ammo and loading supplies.
The knife shop at Frost Cutlery opens 7 days a week. You'll always find the biggest variety of knives. You're going to love the knife shop at Frost Cutlery in Ottawa. The knife shop.
And tell them David Tulis sent you.
Do you hear that? That, my friend, is not what you're thinking. That is the new 2018 Indian Chieftain Dark Horse. Yeah, Indian. Indian motorcycle is more than a bike. It's an experience, an American icon. And Indian Motorcycle of Chattanooga is the only place you'll find their new 2018 line. Are you ready to ride? Join the club. Go to Indian Motorcycle of Chattanooga. Just look for the sign, 153 and Amnicola. Indian Motorcycle, the true American original.
Hey, Karen, you need me for that 1 o'clock?
Yes, Cheese, please. Karen, did you get the quarterlies done? Yep, they're filed in the Cabernet cabinet.
Karen, can you describe the initiatives to the new hire? Thanks.
Oh, sure. Full-bodied, some floral notes, maybe a hint of dark chocolate.
Am I in the right department?
Got wine on the mind? Come unwind at Virgola. Italian wine, oysters, caviar, cheeses, and more. Perfect after work or a romantic date night. Virgola Italian Wine Bar, 608 Georgia Avenue.
Chattanooga Paint and Decorating would like to remind you it's so hot out there. And guess what? Your deck is taking a beating. It's probably starting to show wear. If you're hosting friends for the 4th, get your deck entertainment ready with a fresh coat of stain and protect it from heat, sun, and rain with a quality sealant. If you want to get to work, Chattanooga Paint and Decorating want to help you. For exterior paint, stains, sealants, and supplies, stop by Chattanooga Paint and Decorating today on Hickson Pike across from Valvoline or online at ChattanoogaPaint.com.
Nuga Radio. Are you brain dead? Still voting for pathetic liberals? Take 3 hours of Sean Hannity from 3 to 6.
Nuga Radio.
Then call us in the morning between 9 and 11.
92.7
Nuga Radio. It's the moment you've been waiting for. Sam Jordan's Nuga Radio, 92.7 Sports. Now.
To my left.
Yeah.
I don't know why the camera looks.
Why it flips?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either. But this is Nick LeFew. He's the host of the Breakfast Blitz, heard every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 a.m. Usually he has friends in, or at least he says they're friends. Sometimes we all admit it, but
yeah.
Anyway, we were going to have Nick here for another purpose, but that got postponed till Thursday. And so we'll be talking a little bit extemporaneous here. Chattanooga Eagles played on Saturday night down in Huntsville. You know, the team did not arrive back into Chattanooga until early.
Well, the coaching staff didn't arrive.
Oh, okay. All right. But it was against the division-leading Huntsville Rockets, who was our first loss of the season. And give us the end result here.
Well, we ended up losing 34-14. We had a 6-0 lead, and they just kind of turned it on a little bit. They a lot deeper than we are right now, and a lot more healthy.
Okay.
You know, things. Keon and I talked about it on Thursday. A lot of times in this type of football, your season goes the way your breaks go,
right?
And we've caught no luck from the injury bug, and we've had kind of a rough year. And we're 3-4, have a chance to at least finish the season 500 after next week. Hopefully, go down to Birmingham and finish out, win 4 ball games, and move into next year and try to.
Now that's against the Alabama Sabres?
Yeah, it's Alabama Sabres down in Birmingham Saturday night. I think 7:00 Central Time. So, we'll go down there. We'll give it all we got and hopefully find a way to win one and end the season on a good note.
Now, the Tennessee Lightning Bolts and the Huntsville Rockets seem like those are the two teams, or the Tennessee Bulldogs, that are destined for a playoff implication. Now, have they played each other yet?
They have. They've played each other once. Huntsville did win the game in Nashville, and then they play Saturday down in Huntsville for the division title, and most likely the number 1 seed in the Extreme Conference.
Okay.
So if Huntsville wins, they're definitely the number 1 seed because I say that it's between them and Erie, and so we'll go from there.
Now, are we mathematically eliminated?
Yeah. We would have needed to go 5-3 to have a shot, and 4-4 is just not going to do it. It's just like the NFL. There's 4 divisions, 4 division winners get in, 2 wild cards.
So even if Middle Tennessee Bulldogs would win over Huntsville, it still wouldn't matter?
No. Because one of those teams, whoever wins the division, is whoever doesn't win the division will get one of those wild cards, and then you're looking at probably, Lexington won their division. Probably, I don't know. There was a 6-way tie at 3-3. Some of those teams had to have won. So a 4-4 is just mathematically impossible to make the playoffs. But we'll see what goes on, and it should be a fun last week. I mean, there's some big matchups in the GDFL, and we'll see. Erie's, a lot of people questioning them because they haven't really played anybody. The teams up there are not as good as the teams down here right now.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm talking about like the West Virginia team and some of those Ohio teams. They're just not as competitive and as some of the teams down here. And Erie's Erie's taking care of business. They've done what they need to do. They're winning games and winning them big. I've been a part of that team prior to moving down here, and it's just Erie's just a well-oiled machine.
There's a chance when we go down there and towards the end of next month for the championship game down to Birmingham, Erie's playing in it. So, there's a big chance for that. Maybe Huntsville, maybe Middle Tennessee, but I think from the Extreme Conference, those are your three that have a shot to go.
And you're saying Lexington is the other team in the other division?
Lexington's
the Red Dragons.
They've won their division. And I don't know if the other one's clinched yet, but it might be the Crush.
Georgia Crush?
Yeah, they might be the one.
The one out of Macon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
that'd be interesting.
So it'll be it's going to be interesting to see which one of these Southern teams has to travel to Erie. That's tough. That's a tough that's tough travel, and
from here it's 10.5 hours.
A lot of people aren't going to be able to make. A lot of teams won't be able to make that trip.
Yeah.
That's a tough trip. So I don't know what they're going to do in that case.
It'll be interesting to find out.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that the Chattanooga Eagles won't be making that trip.
Oh Lord, I would not want to make that trip.
I know that direct path how to get there.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to make that trip. That's one you're gonna have to leave on Thursday or Friday to get up there, and
like I said, it's 10.5 hours, and that's with about 4 stops.
And then you're talking about doing some having to get hotels and everything. These players, it's tough on them, and so.
Especially if they have to leave on a work day.
Yeah, and so
to head up.
Yeah, so
even if it was at a neutral location halfway.
Yeah, that's what you play to try to win for, is to get those home field advantage games. And Erie has the biggest home field advantage of anybody in the league, because if somebody's going to travel up there, it's tough. And just like that'd be tough for them to come to Huntsville if they had to. That's tough.
Yeah, they're either at McDowell High School or at Erie Cathedral Prep. They're both very similar size and field conditions, just like what you guys have over at Ridgeland. It's very nice.
Yeah.
So, it would be an equal playing surface.
I can't wait. I can't wait to go down to the championship game in Birmingham in a few weeks and enjoy some good football, because it will be on the other side. Oklahoma Outlaws, Oklahoma Thunder, a couple teams out of Mississippi. I think there's Steel Dogs. They're pretty good too. So
now we have Alabama Sabres this week. And next week you guys take on Lexington.
No, we're done.
Oh, you're done.
Yeah, this is our 8th game. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we'll be done. We'll be done after this week and go and enjoy a little bit of rest after the season there, and get everybody regrouped before we hit the ground running for next year, and do exactly, figure out exactly what we're going to do and what our plans are, and kind of just regroup as an organization and then go from there.
But there will still be Chattanooga Eagles football.
Oh yeah, for sure. There definitely will be. It's just anytime you have a season that's like this, after making it to a championship game, you got to regroup and hit the high school recruiting trail and go get some guys to play high school and college and go from there.
All right. So, the Eagles, one more game down in Birmingham, and if you can make it down there, support the team. Should be a good trip. It's a short trip, unlike going to Macon.
Fun trip. Yep. Keanu and I were talking. Go to Whataburger.
I'm going to miss out on that because I'm going west. I'm heading to Arkansas to see some of my relatives that I haven't seen in years. But, I think I can find a Whataburger on the way over Arkansas.
Probably can. Yeah. I didn't know there was one in Birmingham. I'm pretty excited about that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I know we were talking about that about 3 weeks ago. Yeah, and it's like, if I hadn't been planning on going to Arkansas, the three of us definitely would have been stopping.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I think Keon's already decided that he wants to go. I think he'll probably ride with me, and we'll make a little road trip down there
and get back before everybody else.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, for sure. These 5:30 get backs they're tough, man.
At least you had all day Sunday to relax and
yeah. I was planning on coming down to the triathlon, and well,
you missed out on seeing this old man ride a bike.
I know, I'm very upset about it.
Did you see any of the pictures?
I did, and I saw a lot of the pictures with the rain with Jen and everything too. Yeah, some great weather y'all had.
Saturday was something else. I'd never seen anything like that in the 38 years I've been doing this. But hi, Lisa, saying hi to us. Appreciate the kind words that you gave. You can always interject your comments on Facebook Live, Nooga Radio 92.7 FM, or you can just call in. We'd be glad to hear you at 423-800-8949. That's 423-800-89. We're also available on YouTube as well. And, of course, when you go to Nooga Radio 92.7 website, you can also capture us there. We've also got our own mobile app. And you can take us anywhere.
Anywhere.
Yeah. And we're waiting on Alexa and Siri to, where you can tell them, hey, play me Nooga Radio 92.7 FM.
There it is.
Or play me Nooga Radio. Yeah. So, what happens? I mean, I know that you're already starting to gear up for the off season. You're trying to get ready. I know you said about high school recruiting and stuff, maybe some college athletes that, don't make it to the NFL or other, CFL or anything like that. What kind of process is involved? I know you're the general manager and everything. Is there like a combination of like you and Coach Hayden Clark or the other assistants on the team that try to kind of get a game plan in place?
Yeah, I mean, we'll meet quite frequently in the off season, and when we meet, we go over kind of our game plan and what we want to do. This off season was a little bit different just because it was our first, and we really didn't know what all we needed to do. And coming off of a championship run, everybody wanted to play. And then with semi-pro football, as you know, it dwindles down as the year goes on, and you're down, and when you're not healthy, you're taking 30 players somewhere. So it's tough, but we'll meet, we'll get stuff together, go out, start trying to get sponsors for the new year, and always talk to different people and make sure that the ones that we had were happy, and then go for new ones, and then obviously players. That's the most important part. And
do you think you'll be looking for more quarterbacks? You only had 6.
Yeah, I mean, you're always going to look for athletes. I mean, the problem is a lot of these quarterbacks that we've had to play aren't even quarterbacks. They're just playing quarterback out of necessity. And, that's going to be a big get. That's been, when we've had that quarterback position solidified, that's when we win ball games. And that's how you win at this level, because not everybody has a quarterback. And so if you're able to get that quarterback position locked down with someone that can really do it, then you're in good shape. I mean, that's what we had with Colby last year, and Colby, unfortunately just gets hurt in the preseason game along with Hunter, and then he goes downhill from there and just couldn't ever really recover.
So it will be an interesting offseason, and I'm sure you guys will rebound better than ever. I mean, you guys seem like you're resilient, and it bothers you because you've been in a championship game, national championship game, first season out of the chute, and then this year the sophomore squeeze happens.
Yeah, I mean, it happens.
It kind of burns, but
it does. It's been a very frustrating year, but you learn from things like this. Things like this happen. You have to learn how to face adversity, not only as players but as a staff. Anything that could have gone wrong kind of went wrong, and you just gotta rebound and gotta figure out ways to keep that from happening again. And not even things on the field, things off the field too. So you just gotta make sure everything is run smoothly. We're all fairly young and learning on the go. So
right.
But it's nothing I would want to change.
Yeah. All right, let's switch gears here a little bit. What are we looking at for this Saturday show?
Well, you know, as you know, as we get into July, and it'll be the day before on Saturday, there's not a whole lot going on when it comes to sports. So we will, I was actually talking to Keon a little bit about this. We're going to have a little bit of a discussion on some songs that are played at different college football locations throughout the country, and kind of we'll make a kind of like a power poll of who's got the best and everything. And it's kind of started with talking about how West Virginia plays Country Roads and Tennessee plays Rocky Top, and they may match up with each other week 1. So, you know, I think we'll go through a few things like that. Obviously, the World Cup will be into close to knockout round stages by Saturday. And then, you know, obviously we got to figure out where LeBron's going to go. And that's a weekly discussion that's always going to happen. And he does. So you know, we may be a little bit closer on Saturday to figuring out what he's going to do. That'll be fun to talk about.
The one song that Penn State, because I mean, I was up there involved with that program for many, many years. Sweet Caroline, Neil Diamond.
Yeah.
I mean, the entire stadium is singing Sweet Caroline.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many great ones across the country. I mean, Ohio State plays Hang On Sloopy.
Yeah.
Which that's a great one. LSU at the end of the third quarter plays Call 'em Baton Rouge by Garth Brooks. That's outstanding. I've been there. I've witnessed it. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
When you have a bunch of drunk Cajuns singing Garth Brooks, it's intimidating. You know, there's a lot of good ones. Florida does the Old Boys. It's their little thing they do at the end of the third quarter. Awesome.
But you know what? Since you said that, I think that's I'm pretty sure that's when they do Sweet Caroline is like the third quarter. Yeah.
Well, Tennessee does it a little bit differently. Obviously, everybody knows Rocky Top, and they play that all the time. So that's a little bit different. Tennessee plays at the end of the third quarter. Tennessee plays Tennessee Jet. And it's a little bit it's a little bit different. Either Tennessee Jet or what's that now look, now I've forgotten what the song.
You don't have plenty of time to come out, Joe.
No, Cotton. Oh golly, what's the name of that song? Oh well. Anyway, it's great radio.
I'm just wondering what Texas does.
At their end of the quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, Keon would know if he's a true Longhorn fan. Well, I'm putting the pressure on him.
Yeah, I'm pretty.
That would make sense.
As a Texas would be that would make sense. I know a lot of Big Ten schools do cool things. I know Wisconsin does some cool stuff.
That's because that's the coolest conference.
They have to have something because their football's not as good.
Oh, any Big Ten school could beat Tennessee right now.
Well, I mean that's great.
Indiana and Northwestern.
That's great. You can beat the 14th best team in the SEC, so that's great for you guys.
Out of 12 teams in the Big Ten.
Yeah, well,
or 11 rather.
I would. I don't know that teams like Indiana are going to be able to beat a team that's no longer coached by Butch Jones, though.
Yeah.
And I think those days of 0-8 those days of 0-8 in the conference, those are over.
Yeah, I believe that. I really think Pruitt will have this team at least 500, if not 7-5.
Oh, I guarantee you by middle of August, I'll be saying we're going to go 10-2. So don't. I'll drink the orange Kool-Aid and I'll wear the orange colored glasses come August. But right now, right now I'm wearing the University of Washington shirt. So a little bit different.
Yeah. That's what you get when things are given to you.
Well, yeah, you know, when your mom travels and goes and says, "Hey, do you want a shirt from the University of Washington?" I was like, "Yeah, man, I like their colors. I like purple and gold. It's good colors. I'm down." And she was like, "I'll buy you a polo."
Or you don't like the Vikings?
I do kind of like the Vikings, though. Yeah. I do, especially when they do skull at the end.
Yes.
Skull. That's so cool.
I'm sure that we'll be hearing a little bit more on UT.
Always.
Coming up on Saturday.
Oh yeah, I mean, especially as we get closer, you're probably gonna have more of close to the whole 2 hours. It's probably gonna be UT closer to football season.
Yeah,
especially when when I'm up there every home game and everything. So
now Thursday night we're gonna have you back in here besides having Keon involved in the conversation. We're going to have a good friend of mine, a longtime sportscaster from over in Arkansas, Kansas area. Grant Merrill is going to be joining us on the broadcast from Kansas. And Nick will be in here in studio, giving the perspective of the SEC West and the SEC East. And Keon and me are going to be sitting here probably posing all kinds of questions.
I can help you with Texas A&M specifically. That's it.
Texas A&M, all right.
Well, I feel like I have the East pretty much covered. I see every single one of them every year, so I got them. I got them pretty. Got them on lockdown. The SEC East is people, and I'll kind of tease it a little bit for Thursday, but people are going to have to keep their eyes out. That SEC East is starting to get pretty good. You got some coaches in there that are starting to actually know what they're doing, and the West might be getting ready to get taken over a little bit, top to bottom. So,
you know, you still have some of the dog schools in the SEC and everything, but for the most part, the SEC is a well-balanced conference. You always have one or two that are going to be struggling in each of the divisions, and that's understandable. Big Ten's no different, so except they may have 3 teams on each division level. Well, especially when you got Rutgers and Maryland in the mix, Indiana.
There's not a lot of time to get into it, but the Big Ten divisions are divided god-awfully. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. But, I mean, what are you going to do?
It is what it is.
Yeah, there's only a few good teams there anyway.
And in fact, tomorrow night, we're probably going to have reports from Omaha, Nebraska.